This episode of Talking Timbers is brought to you by Appalachian Log Structures, Colorado Timber Frame, Log Home Insurance, International Homes of Cedar, Rustic Log and Timber, Stone Mill Log and Timber Homes, Timbercraft, Timberhaven Log and Timber Homes, and Ziegler Farms Handcrafted Flooring.
We are live. Good morning, Curtis.
Good morning. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning to everyone out there. We continue our, lack of a better word, our speed dating this morning. It's been fun. We're getting industry professionals together and getting them out in front of people to help them with their process of designing and building their new home. And with us here now is Curtis McCurry. He's with Timber Block. Timber Block is a Canadian company, but they have a regional sales office down in Connolly Springs, North Carolina. And today, Curtis is going to talk about sustainability of log homes. It's really going to speak to the use of wood in log homes and how it relates to everything log homes. Curtis, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well.
That's good. So let's get started, Curtis. Jump right in. Let's talk about that sustainability of log homes and what it means in the industry of building log homes.
So, as you know, wood in general has been a staple of construction for, as long as we've been building houses. People have been building them out of wood. We always look for the next best thing, as far as advancing materials when it comes to durability and, sustainability, price, things like that. But honestly, when I do these talks everywhere, really the most advanced building material that we have still remains wood. And I say that because of the fact that it's really the only product that we could build with that not only doesn't produce carbon and emissions, things like that during its production, but it actually stores it. So, whether it's a child's toy or some hardwood floors or the wood that you're using on your home, it's going to store carbon in it throughout its life cycle. So it's probably the most advanced building material that we could use.
And when you look at it that way, Curtis, it's crazy when you think about, in a conventional home, there's a lot of wood, and now you factor in a log home, and then you start adding the floor system, the roof system, all the hardwood and the flooring. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, the wood has really taken over this house. So it's a unique way of looking at it.
It is. And with us being our headquarters is in Quebec, in Canada. And as you mentioned, our U.S. operations is out of North Carolina. So we see a lot throughout North America of people's interest in wood. And sometimes I get those concerns about how does it affect the environment, as far as the harvesting of the materials and things like that. And honestly, at this point in time, it's really hard to get building products that are not coming from managed forest. So that aspect of being conscious of the ecological impact that using wood in construction is at the forefront of our industry. We've really kind of led the way as far as construction and the use of wood products, really kind of led the way as far as the ecological impact of maintaining healthy forests.
Oh, exactly right. Yeah.
We did a carbon summary on our model home in North Carolina. And with that carbon summary, we looked at just the cladding, which would be exterior if you had a choice of going brick or, some other material, and then the interior of the perimeter walls, just replacing that with wood. And obviously, when you're building log, you're doing a lot more than that, but just replacing the exterior cladding with wood and the interior cladding with wood, we looked at what that impact was on our model home as an example. And basically, when we crunched the numbers, the volume of wood products used was 16 cubic meters. So in the U.S. and Canada, forests, they produce that amount of wood every 3 seconds.
Wow.
So short growth cycle. So we have a 4,000 plus square foot model home here that obviously is all wood on the exterior and interior of the perimeter walls. By using that as our building blocks, it basically amounts to the carbon stored in the wood is 11 metric tons of carbon dioxide. It's the equivalent of 4 cars off of the road for a year, and the energy to operate 2 homes for a year. So if you look at it as far as your impact of what materials you choose as your cladding, really there is no other option that I can use that's as friendly for the environment and is also going to give me the performance and the look that I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I never actually looked at it that way. We always knew wood is the renewable resource, and being in the log and timber frame industry, there's a lot of wood. But when you look at it from that perspective, it really does give us kind of a unique view on that part of it. So that's excellent.
Yeah, it's also one of those things that is even in as you look at the whole life cycle of a structure from a building science standpoint. Really, it's the impact on the environment. It's the use, while the home is constructed, and then eventually it's the deconstruction, of that home. Wood is another one of those products that even when we are not using it any longer, it's still not harmful to the environment.
That's right.
So it's one of those building products. When it gets into a landfill, it's a positive versus
That's right.
From other.
You really can't say that about anything else, really, that I can think of. So.
That's right.
Here's a question from Laura. Are there certifications to know logs come from managed forests?
There are. There's a variety of them. One of the more popular ones is NSF, but there's several different certifications that are available. Not to promote one over the other, but there's a lot of different certifications out there. Well,
that's good to know, because there's some regulation there, obviously, and I think it's important people understand and want to understand where their wood is coming from. And I'm sure it goes back to the old days of clear cutting and that sort of thing. And now, most countries and states, they're managing their forests, I guess, right? And yeah, so
where you're able to harvest, yes, it's those areas for the most part are managed. Now, I mean, for the most part, what we see some of the impact of forest fires and things like that, the really harsh ones we've had in the western part of North America over the past several years, really kind of is more of a result of those not being managed.
Correct.
And allowing things to grow. So when the timber industry is managing our forest, which is a great natural resource, then those forests are healthy. The ecology that goes around it is kept in mind with every cut that they do. So the more that we have of the timber industry getting stronger, then the less, in my opinion, that you'll have of that, because more of those forests will be managed.
Makes sense. Hey, Curtis, you want to take a couple minutes and tell everybody about Timber Block?
So again, we're big fans of wood, obviously. Timber Block is a little bit different because we are log, but we are insulated logs. So we have a patented panelized system that will allow a speedier build, some design flexibility. We are our base product is an R30 insulated wall panel and bumps up to an R36. We build all over North America. So again, we've had the privilege of being able to have timber block homes in 27 U.S. states and 6 Canadian provinces, and a couple of countries in Europe we've actually exported to. So if you're within a certain area where we have a sales center, then we do full turnkey. So
there you go.
If you're looking for land in Western North Carolina, we can direct you that way. If you're looking for retirement home or vacation home, or just trying to get away from the city life, like a lot of people are with COVID and everything, we can definitely help you and get you pointed in the right direction.
Awesome. Curtis, that was fantastic. Again, appreciate your time.